Hey beach bums, welcome to the channel. In this video, we're going to talk beach fishing carts. Stay with us. All right guys, if you're watching this video, you're obviously in the market for a beach cart. And we're going to do three things in this video. We're going to talk about this particular cart. This is the Offshore Angler Deluxe that I got from Cabela's. And so I'm going to do a quick walk around and just kind of show you the features of this particular cart. And then we're going to talk about how, or basically just show you how I, put my stuff in it, how I accessorized it. That'll be brief. And then the last thing we'll do is we're going to compare this to its competitor. So the Offshore Angler is basically a knockoff of what everybody's been buying for the last several years out there. It's a really good cart, but it's a lot of money. And it's called the Fishing Mate. There's a version of this cart in that Fishing Mate line that I will compare this to. Basically, we'll just talk about what this one comes with and what the Fishing Mate comes with. So that one's more money. This one retails for I think $200. I actually got it for $160 through the Cabela's Club, and it was a featured product, blah, blah, blah. But I see right now it's back up. Hate to quote prices because things change. But, just to apples here, this is a $200 cart, and I'm going to compare it to that Fishing Mate that everybody buys that is like $329 or $330. And just so you can understand the differences, if you're on a budget or you're like me who goes beach fishing once a year, you don't really want to spend $300+ on a cart. And so, you'll be able to see the differences between those two. So let's jump right into it. All right, so let's start off with the walk around. So I'll take you off the tripod here and just show you what you get for $200. First impressions of this cart is it's nice, but there are some things that you get in that Fishing Mate cart that you don't get with the Offshore Angler. So we'll start off with the wheels. This is a 16-inch diameter wheel. It's foam filled. If you're into the fishing carts, you'll know that the balloon tires work a lot better in certain sand situations. I just didn't want to pay for them. They're a lot more money. I'm going to be in New Smyrna Beach, and they drive cars on that beach, so I'm thinking it's going to work fine. But just know that these carts, there's kind of a version with, this is more of like a pier wheel that goes out on the pier versus on the sand. It kind of depends on your sand, but it's a nice tire, and it's big, and I think it's actually going to do quite well in the sand. I might have to have a little more drag when you pull on it, but the first thing I will mention is the shape of this cart is square, or rectangular, and that might sound strange, but the Fishing Mate is rounded, and so it's just a minor thing, but you can actually get more stuff in here because of those. I guess it depends, right? If you're putting buckets in, the rounded corners won't matter. Looks like the sun just came out, so sorry about the lighting here. Okay, so anyway, the shape is different. One thing that this comes with is a kind of a mesh, so stuff doesn't fall through. So, if you put your cooler here, and some things that are smaller up front, it's nice. You got that mesh so things won't fall through. Rod holders, this is a big difference between the two. This one comes with 6 rod holders. I actually have 8 here. I was able to procure two extras. I won't go into that, but normally it comes with 6, and the Fishing Mate comes with 8. So be aware, if you have 8 rods or you want to accessorize with a bait cutting station or something like that, that is one big difference between the two. Let's see here. So this is kind of an interesting feature that I don't think I'm going to use, but there's like a little tailgate here. So if I pull these pins out, I can't open it now because I actually attached the rod holders there, but you can kind of see how this would, you know, swing down. I'm not sure why you'd need that. I mean, maybe you want to slide in your big heavy cooler. Yeah, it saves you a couple inches, I guess. Anyway, that is a difference. You know, the Fishing Mate doesn't have that, so be aware of that. Here are my sand spikes, and I just made those out of PVC. This is an accessory that I purchased, so that does not come with it. So be aware of that. And then I also added the measuring tape there, so that doesn't come with it. Up on the front here, this was also purchased separately. So this comes out. This is just a bait cutting station. And that was like 60 bucks, I think. And be aware that the Fishing Mate comes with one. Okay, so, you know, if I paid 60 bucks for this and 200 for that, now, you know, the price isn't that different. So be aware that I did purchase that separately. And then it's just got a handle here. So this little leg folds up. But that's basically the walk around of this cart. So far, I am very impressed with it. The first one that showed up actually had a big dent in it, and Cabela's took it back and shipped me another one-day service, so that was pretty cool. But that's a walk around, and so let's get my gear on here and you can see that. All right, so walk around is done. One thing I forgot to mention is that these rod holders are not welded on, so there's a good and a bad to that. So they come with these little thumb screws, and you can move them around, which I like, because now I've got all my rods on one side, I got my sand spikes on the other. So, you know, if you're dealing with that Fishing Mate, you basically have all your rod holders on the back and on the front, and they're welded on, you can't move them. So the good thing about that being welded is they're very rigid and stiff. These have kind of a plastic bracket. I don't know, you know, how durable that's going to be. They don't move, so it's a good and a bad. You can move them around, but it's kind of got some plastic there versus welding. So just be aware the rod holders are significantly different between the Fishing Mate and the Offshore Angler. So let's do a quick time lapse. I'll load up my gear and then we'll just talk about it. All right, you can see that everything fits in here with ease. This is a 37 quart cooler for the fish. I've got my fillet board that goes on a bucket. Got a beach chair. I can get a second beach chair in here. This is a Tommy Bahama. Just a small backpack full of miscellaneous gear. These are my tackle boxes, fish bucket. And then inside here, we've got another bait bucket. This is basically for my sand fleas. I got my sand flea rake. What else? And then, of course, when the wife is there, we got to have umbrella. So we got a beach umbrella. And then you saw my sand spikes that were on here. So, you know, the cart is plenty big for, you know, basically the essentials. Like, obviously don't have the rods shown here, but the rods would go out in front there. I have 5 rods that I will bring, and that's basically it. There's one accessory that I don't have that I really want to get. It's the bucket holder, so that I can get the, you know, the fillet station kind of up at waist height. My brother is way into this. He has the Fishing Mate, by the way, and he loves that cart, and that's what he does with this. This cutting board's kind of cool, by the way. It has this is made by Rapala. It's got a, ooh, it's so dirty. It's got a ring here that allows it to sit on top of the bucket. Let's see if I can get it to fit in here. And it's pretty rigid, and so then gives you a nice surface for cleaning fish. But yeah, that's basically it. Can't wait to get down to Florida. I'm going down for spring break for a couple days, so I'll be beach fishing for about a week, and hopefully we'll make some videos of that. All right, you can see everything fits really well. The last thing I wanted to do is just kind of talk about the comparison between, you know, this cart, the Offshore Angler Deluxe, and then the cart that costs more money, but everybody buys, and that's the Fishing Mate. Here's what I would tell you. You know, if you're paying full retail for this one and then you're buying all the accessories, you know, you're not that far away from getting that Fishing Mate. Now, the Fishing Mate is also going to, you know, you're going to add accessories to that, but like I said, you know, you get more rod holders with the Fishing Mate, and you get the bait cutting station with it, and you know that's a significant value. So, you know, what you don't get is that mesh. You know, the shape is different. You know, the quality wise, this is a nice cart. I mean, it's not a you know, chintzy, poorly made cart. It's well made. I would say the Fishing Mate is maybe slightly better just because there's less moving parts and everything's kind of welded together, but you know, it's a cart, right? You're just trying to get out on the beach. This will get the job done, and if you're able to get a deal, because I think Cabela's puts this on sale a lot, and you're not buying the accessories, I don't know why you'd pay for the Fishing Mate. I guess it depends on how often you go fishing, right? If you're way into it, you live in Florida, you're doing it all the time, maybe pay for that extra quality. But it's a simple case of you get what you pay for. This is going to get the job done for 160 bucks or 200 bucks, whatever you end up paying for it. And if you don't do it that much, or you just, you know, you're on a lower budget or whatever, this is a great cart. Highly recommend it. If you're way into it, want to spend the extra money, want a little extra quality, get the Fishing Mate. One thing about that Fishing Mate is it has a big aftermarket. Basically, there's a lot of people that have made stuff, you know, lift kits, and I mean, the sky's the limit on what you can do with your beach cart. You've probably seen the videos on it. So that one, you know, it's just got more accessories. Of course, you know, the money's just going to go flowing out of your wallet. But anyway, that's what I would say about the two. They're both awesome. You get what you pay for. So you make the choice on that. All right, we'll wrap this video up. Thanks for watching, guys. Like, subscribe, send it to your friends. And remember, everybody, keep it in the timber. And in this case, keep it in the sunshine. Fish on. See ya. Bye-bye.